All right, guys. Happy New Year's. It is 2026. All right. All right. Happy New Year's, guys. It is 2026. And yeah. Yeah, I wanted to wish all of my family friends a happy new year. It is officially 2026 and 2025 officially ended yesterday. It is January 1st, 2026. All right. I'm going to read these papers because these are my goals for 2026. All right. The positive version of Anthony. I know I don't like living in the North Brandywine neighborhood in Wilmington, Delaware, and I want to move out of the house I live in right now, but right now I have to stay in the North Brandywine neighborhood in Wilmington, Delaware, because moving is a lot of work, and my parents still needs to pay off the house that I live in right now. So I'm going to try my best to stop complaining about where I live, and I'm going to try my best to stop complaining about where I live and be grateful for how I live, because I have a good life. And again, sorry. I'm so sorry. I was supposed to start on this side first. The positive version of Anthony. I'm going to try my best to stop complaining about where I live and be great, and I'm going to try my best to stop complaining about where I live and be grateful for how I live, because I have a house with my own bedroom. My house has more than one bathrooms, and my parents have vehicles to get around and transport in. And I need to be grateful that I need to be grateful that I need to be grateful that about that, because I could have to share a bedroom with a family, and I could have a house that only has one bathroom. That way, if somebody else was in the bathroom, I would have to wait until the person was done. But I don't have to deal with any of that. And I need to be grateful that I don't have to deal with any of that. Because if I don't be grateful and be happy that I don't have to share a bedroom with a family member, and that my house has more than only one bathroom, then it'll be hard for me to get a better house than the house that I live in right now. In Wilmington, Delaware. And it will be pretty easy for me. Oh, sorry. But if I all right, sorry. I keep the positive Anthony in Wilmington, Delaware, and it will be pretty easy for me to move out of the North Brandywine neighborhood in Wilmington, Delaware, and I will be able to move somewhere in the suburbs instead of somewhere that is located within the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware. One day, like Newark, Pike Creek, Hockessin, Greenville, or maybe somewhere in Delaware that is better than all of those places I named. But I just know that I won't be living in the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware, or anywhere else that's located within the city limits of Wilmington, Delaware in the future, because one day I'm going to be too successful to live in the North Brandywine neighborhood in Wilmington, Delaware, and I believe it'll happen. All right, so my goals are to stop complaining about where I live and be grateful for how I live. Because if I be grateful for how I live, then it'll be very easy for me to get a better house. And it'll be very easy for me to move out of the North Brandywine neighborhood of Wilmington, Delaware. Yeah, so I'm going to try my best to stop complaining about where I live and be grateful for how I live. All right, guys. Happy New Year's. Uh, yeah, yeah, I hope all of my family and all of my best buddies and friends, I hope that all of my family and best friends had a happy new year. All right, guys. See you later. All right. Goodbye.